Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well. And Shalom to the Hofi elect that's continuously spreading this gospel to the other members of the Hofi elect in diligence, in all faith, true sincerity. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled Enter the Light. All right, because the light represents this truth in which we're involved in, because as it is written in the book of John, where it speaks about the truth, it says the word of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which that's the name of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, and his son's name Yahweh Shai. The word is the truth. All right. And also too, the scriptures that we read is written of our Lord Yahweh Shai. All right. So in entering into the light, basically these scriptures is not only our history book in a book of prophecies, but also too, this book is guidelines on how to live. All right, because the scriptures pertains unto life, man. All right, and it also tells you what leads to death. Okay, this is why no other book in the world can touch the Bible. All right, that's why the Bible is known even in today's statistics. The Bible is the number one selling book in the planet Earth, and there's a reason why. Because the words that are within this book pertains unto the light, man. But not only this knowledge which pertains unto the Bible, but also the understanding of the word. All right, because you have individuals that call themselves leaders and pastors and preachers that use the word, but they don't know how to break it down. All right. So even though they have the word physically in their hands, they can't break it down, man. So that by default, they don't have the light. All right. Because like as is written in the scriptures, it says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. All right. So it's one thing to have the word, right? But if you don't understand it, then, it's just like reading a regular everyday book, and also too, entering into the light, basically it shows, it reveals, your deeds, and to reprove you. All right. To basically get your mind right. All right. Because when it comes to the Bible, especially when we go out in the highways and byways, man, our own people don't want to hear it, because whenever we bring out the scriptures, it tells them about themselves. And they don't want to hear about themselves because they don't want to come to the light. They don't want their deeds to be reproved. All right. They don't want their deeds to be out in the light. All right. To be judged. Okay. Because our people, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, want to stay in the state of relaxation and in a comfortable spirit, and that lackadaisical spirit, and to believe that everything is all right, no matter how much wickedness they commit. They're good. All right. But that's the thing, though. You go into the book of James, right, where it speaks about being a hearer and a doer. Because they'll listen for a little while, they'll probably be all up into it while we're speaking, but they don't do it. All right, that's also pertains into the book of Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, how they sit and they hear us as our people, so they'll be with it for the whole time that they're in front of us, right? Especially the ones that's on the comment boards, man. All right, that's not doing the work. Just cheerleading. Okay, you're compared to the ones that are being hearers and not doers. You're also compared to Ezekiel the 33rd chapter, where it speaks about the ones that sit as our people, all right, and hear our words but don't do them, man. All right, so you're still sitting in the darkness. All right, you haven't fully come to the light. I mean, you might, you'll be with it, you'll listen in, but you won't fully get into it. All right, to actually enter into the light, you have to really indulge or immerse yourself into the world of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's the only way to enter into the light, man. Other than that, it's no in between. All right, because guys want to be in that lukewarm in between, gray area, so to speak, to satisfy both sides, man. But like the scriptures say, you can't serve two masters, man. It's either you serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you serve Mammon, all right, or the world. Okay, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go into the scriptures. I don't want to ramble on too much longer. This is 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter, the 9th verse. It says, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, all right, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." All right. Now, this starts with the election, okay, out of the nation of Israel. So even though, Israel is supposed to be compared to the scripture, but as it stands today, 2/3 of our people are still in darkness. So the ones that have been called out of darkness into the light, all right, that's the Israel of the Most High, the elect, all right, which Lord's will, we pray and we hope that we're a part of that elect number, which is 144,000. Okay, so we've been called out of darkness into the marvelous light, which is what? This truth, all right, which once again is the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, and we've been given the understanding to decipher the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to understand the truth. Okay. Now, I want to go off from there. I want to grab another precept. It's the book of John, the 12th chapter and the 35th verse. It says, "Then Yahushua said unto them, Yet a little while is the light with you." All right, see, back then, Yahushua was in the flesh, and they had the light right in front of them, man. They can, because Yahushua was teaching back when he was in the flesh, man, and the disciples were under him, all right, which later became apostles. But the rest of the nation of Israel, his own household, which is the nation of Israel, didn't receive him, man. All right. Now reading on, it says, "Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you." All right. Because at that time they had the light, man. All right. And instead of walking with the light, which is Yahushua, all right, they stayed in darkness, all right, because they didn't accept him. They didn't believe that he was the one that the prophets was spoke about, man, because they had the Old Testament back then during the time when Yahushua was in the flesh, all right, and they was looking for the ones that the prophets spoke about concerning the Son of the Most High, man. So they didn't believe that was him, all right, because he came as a lamb, all right, as a humble lamb, and they saw that he grew up with parents, with Joseph and Mary. He had brothers and sisters. All right, he had and he lived in his young age in Nazareth. All right, and they didn't believe that, and they believed that he was to come out of Bethlehem, in which he was born in Bethlehem. All right, but they didn't understand that. They didn't understand that he was born in Bethlehem. They just the only thing they knew is that he came out of Nazareth. All right. And they looked at Nazareth as a plague, man, so to speak, because the scriptures say what good thing come out of Nazareth. Okay, Nazareth is basically like your modern day ghetto today, man. All right, if you really go into the history behind Nazareth. All right, but See, Slacky, where was I? Oh yeah, I'm reading on. It says, "For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth." All right. So if you stay in that state of darkness, you don't know where you're going, man. All right. Those are the ones that refuse to come into the light, man. Because if you're just gonna stay in darkness, then you might as well not even, for those of you that's in that gray area, right, that's on the fence, you might as well not even bother coming into the light, man. Why is that, man? Because once you come into the light, you're in the presence of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. All right. And once you come into the presence of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, into the light, that's when you have to meet a certain standard. All right. And some guys that come into this thing, right, they can't meet the standard. All right. Because for the guys that come in, it's not embedded within them to meet that standard, man. They come in, they were called into this thing, all right, just to receive the judgment of being booted out in one way or another, to receive their judgment, okay? So once again, it said, "For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth." All right, it's like you're in a dark room, all right, no light whatsoever, and you just you're trying to grab for a wall, all right, you might trip over something, man. All right. But I want to grab actually read one more verse, Slacky. It says, verse 36, it says, "While ye have light, believe in the light, that ye may be the children of light." All right, we are the children of light, man. All right, now actually, let me grab a precept while I read that. Read the rest. It said, "These things spake Yahushua, and departed, and did hid himself from them." All right, now grab this real quick. This is First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, and I'm starting at verse 4. Let's see. I'm starting at verse 4. It said, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief." All right. Now we just read earlier in the book of John, right? It said those that wander in the darkness don't know where they're going. Okay. And that's another thing, man, to wander in darkness. And I looked at that word "wander," right, which means to move about aimlessly. All right. In other words, you're just wandering without a purpose. Okay. So in other words, Jake don't know whether they're coming or going, man. They just living their life for the moment. Okay. They don't have things figured out, man. All right. But I'm gonna read this verse again. It said, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief." Verse 5 says, "Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day." All right. Because see, we know what's coming down the pipeline, man. Once you come into the light, you're able to see everything. All right. So therefore, that day is not going to overtake us as a thief, because we have the light and we see what's going on. Okay. So we won't be caught unawares. Verse 5 says, "Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness." All right. Which is going back to what I just read earlier in the book of John. Okay. Verse 6 said, "Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." All right. Because when you're sleeping, you're not watching, man. All right. Because once you sleep, you have your eyes closed, man. All right. Your eyelids are closed. You're at rest. All right. And basically, when you're asleep, and this is another fact I want to throw out. When you're asleep, your body, the only thing that works in your body is your brain and your heart. That's it. But the rest of the body is not able to move. All right. So when you fall asleep, especially at nighttime, when you fall asleep, you may have dreams, or you might just sleep the whole night. You might have a nightmare or whatever, but the body can't move. All right. And you might try to force yourself awake, but, and there are times where that happens. Guys will fall asleep. The people will fall asleep, right? And they'll try to wake up. But, no matter how much they try, that it's difficult to wake up, man. All right. And fun fact, Yahweh Shemel Shai has to be the one to wake you up, man. All right, because you can stay in that dream or nightmare that you have, and he can keep you there. All right, but the Lord is the one that wake you up. Okay. See, verse 7 said, "For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night," man. So this is the nighttime right now, man. All these people are asleep right now. Okay. So these people are drunken. We're drunken with what? The wine of America. All right. And they're asleep, and they don't know what's going on. Okay. Verse 8 said, "But let us who are of the day," all right, are awake, all right, "be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation." Okay. Now, I want to grab one more precept. I'm going to close it on out. This is 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. Start at verse 14. It says, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness?" All right, so these other Jakes out here, man, look, don't be unequally yoked together with them, man. All right. You might have to work with them or whatever. You might have to do specific business with one of Jake. But to be, buddy with them, man, hey, you got to cut that off, man, because the things that they're into can leak over and grab a hold of you. So whatever demons that DJ got on them, they can start messing with you. All right, if you stay with them. Okay. So it said, "For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness?" All right. So us that are of the light and that are awake and have the truth, we don't have any communion with the ones that are in darkness and that are asleep, man. Okay. So having a conversation, us that are awake and in this truth, having a conversation with someone that's in the darkness and involved in wickedness, they're not going to understand a word that we say, man, concerning the scriptures and concerning what's going on in the world, because they're asleep, man. Try talking to somebody. Try going up to somebody while they sleep in their bed and try to walk them and talk to them and see what kind of response you get. They're not gonna say anything to you, man, because they're asleep. All right. But that's pretty much it on that, man. That hits the point. Lord's will is edifying to the body of Yahweh Shemel Shai, the members of the Hof elect. And until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Rahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day. And shalom and peace and safety to the Hof elect that is spreading this gospel and this ministry to the other members of the Hof elect. And all faith, true sincerity, and all diligence. And with that, I'll say shalom and stay in the light, man. All right.